This is Rev'd Up with Bill McKinney, a smarter conversation about cars, the auto industry, and what drivers really need to know. From industry trends and buyer insights to technology, safety, and what's coming next on the road, you're getting real perspective from inside the business without the sales pitch. Rev'd Up with Bill McKinney starts now.
Happy Saturday, Tallahassee. Welcome. It's Rev'd Up with Bill McKinney. I'm here with my friend,
Andrew Dewerff. How you doing, Bill?
Fantastic. Still short, but it's all good. I ain't mad no more.
You're not that short.
Yeah, I don't wear no heels or nothing.
Your hair looks good.
The bought-out sheet, too. So, we're chatting about something that you brought up. I think that's what drives a lot of these conversations, what's going on in the current world with you or some of the folks that I tend to be around and ultimately our guests when we get the different questions that's on their mind. And, you know, other than talking about current events that are extremely hot topic at the moment, I thought, what are some of the things that maybe the folks out there have a question about, something that we can engage a real good conversation? And amongst many in the car business, one of them that I want to ask in general in sales related industries, because yours was real estate, and by no means do I know the law over there. I'm just another customer when it comes to doing that transaction. How important how important our guests and customers out there, how important do you think commissions are in a sales type industry? And I have my thoughts, but I also have the fortune of having been able to try it a couple of different ways to see what the result was. But we were just talking about one of the retail electronic stores and how you worked for Sound Advice. Is Sound Advice around anymore or no?
I don't think so, no. I think they're done.
They used to have the coolest stuff for anybody that never got to experience it back before we had everything online. You could go in there and get the absolute coolest electronics. In my case, we didn't get them. We went in there and messed with all the ones that were on the shelves and daydreamed about them. But were you in sales?
Yes. So I worked at Sound Advice and I was in mobile electronics. So you had home theater side of things and you had the mobile electronics and then you had the just general gadgets and stuff to use, personal devices, which was fun. Were
you commissioned?
Yes.
Was it mostly commission? How was it? I'm being nosy.
No, so it was 100% commission that you got paid, and then you got paid, on the product, but you also had to have product knowledge, and you have to have passed, let's just say, Sony's product knowledge test in order to become the next level, become certified to sell this, or certified to sell Pioneer Elite or Alpine car stereo, or different things, right?
Right.
So you had to get very knowledgeable of what you were selling and know the product, know what it fit, knew the application, and be able to talk to a customer and say, hey, and become a salesperson. And people like sales because they like to be educated, in my opinion.
Okay. I mean, I think, at the time, certainly, again, I remember Sound Advice. I remember it a little bit differently, but it's only because I never bought anything from them, only because I couldn't afford it yet. But I do remember they had the neatest equipment out there. And if you did have a question, certainly they knew it. What was it? Bang & Olufsen having gold-plated conductors and things like that, I thought was...
The glass sliding.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That's where I got the education of gold being such a good electrical conductor, but there's value in it. The question that I have for our audience is maybe some of their experiences. And have you ever bought something, whether it's a car, whether it probably not too cheap of a piece of merchandise, because I do think at some point it's
sock
not
is a
necessary.
Sock. Right. The sock is a sock.
Yeah. But when you get to, because there's a lot of questions going on, particularly right now with Ford and Amazon hooking up, with Ford going to sell, allow us as dealers, we all got to go through this. If we want to do it, we got to opt in and all this and that. If we want to sell certified Fords on Amazon, and what are all the rules and things that go along with it. Now, I'm typically not afraid of the rules, meaning there's usually going to be I would imagine there's going to be a pretty customer weighted return policy, as there should be. I think when you're buying online, I tend to look at some of the ones that are doing it right. And I'm trying to pluck out of there what really works and what is relevant within our industry versus what is something they're doing now to learn from, right? So I think a good, healthy return policy that errs in the consumer's favor is necessary. So whether all Ford stores do it or not, I don't know. That's going to be up to them to decide whether they get into it. But when you do that, one of the first things I read was somebody put in there, well, an F-150 is a big purchase. I don't think everyone's going to feel comfortable just clicking their way through. And I could see that. I think as much stuff as I buy online, I do it, I think because we were forced to in COVID, that forced all of us to get a little bit better and comfortable buying online, right? But I do think that once there comes a certain dollar amount, I still want to have a person. I want to have somebody I can have a conversation with about the little things that maybe the picture shows but doesn't speak to. Does that make sense, or am I wandering with it?
No, I think that makes perfect sense, because when you think about you're going to make a purchase about something big, you're going to have questions, whether it's with, let's just say, Apple CarPlay, Android CarPlay, right? Mm-hmm. And you want to be able to hook your phone up and you want it to be seamless and you want it to work. Hey, how does this work? How does it go through? How do I make it all work? And having that person to talk to is, I think, invaluable, because you have someone that has the product knowledge that can sit there and say, hey, this is how you use your iPhone.
That's the difference when you talk about someone coming to the table with product knowledge. When you're offering a benefit for what you're getting, that ties into commission.
Mm-hmm.
So do you pay a commission? Do you not pay a commission? Is it in the customer's favor? Is it not in the customer's favor? I've got my thoughts and a lot to say about it, but I also would like to keep this going and get some feedback from the market out there. So for those of you that don't know, we have tried it several different ways here at Tallahassee Ford, where we have tried where we didn't pay commission. We paid a salary, and then we paid unit objectives, and then they were activity-based. And the idea behind that was to make sure the consumer experience stayed in line. The reality was, once I saw the lion's share of the money, if you will, removed from the commissionable side of the business, did it affect profitability? Absolutely. It's, that ebbs and flows. Things happen in the market and different times that have some effects on it. But the one thing that I was really shocked at how quickly that I saw the consumer experience began to wane, and all the way to the point where we began to have unresolved business. And it was a brief moment. I caught him like, hold on, if this is the end result of trying to clean up a commission structure, that it ultimately leads to a degraded consumer experience, I don't want no part of that. You know what I mean? The whole idea about my business model is that I don't get unhappy phone calls, because everybody knows where I'm at and what I do. And I expect that when I see them, it's always good interactions, because we conduct ourselves in that way. So when I saw the consumer experience just fall off like that, I was shocked that, I guess that was the teeth, if you will, in retail, Yeah.
Because like you said, you see somebody at Costco or a ballpark, you want to be able to go, hey, how's it going? Man, I had a great experience.
That's it. So,
man, how about your son? He's doing great out there today.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want to hear. That is the bee's knees, if you will. Like we're getting that feedback, and that makes you feel good, as opposed to, well.
So my question to you, since you're in the middle of a transaction right now, and although it's not automotive related, it's high dollar value, and the commission that is attached to it is significant, certainly enough that may influence some behavior. Is that fair?
I think that's fair.
You being the one that ultimately has to pay that, because at the end of the day, it's coming from you. You're the one that's selling, right?
Yes.
Is it worth it to pay a commission to someone?
I think so, because they're using their resources to help find a buyer for my home. So I think they're putting in that legwork. They're doing all of the things and checking all the boxes and coming by my home and learning the fit and finish of the house, learning about what we have or haven't done, where we stand, and how we're going to puddle through this together.
Mm-hmm.
Because buying a home for me is a big deal. The last time I did it was 20 years ago. And so going through all these steps is an eye-opener about, A, the experience. One, is it a happy experience? Because what are the two biggest things as a consumer? House and a car.
Yeah.
Make a lot of decisions to make a lot of things happen and make your life happier. And it should be nothing but a great experience that you're feeling when you're doing all this stuff. So for the realtor to come in and ask all the funny questions like, when was the last time you had a roof put on? What have you done to the home? What builds value?
Mm-hmm.
And they're learning that stuff from you, and then they spin it around into something else that helps make everything look great. And plus the AI furniture that's going into the house right now is amazing. I don't know how they lift that in there by themselves.
How you get around some of the corners without having to get the corner
and never hit a wall. It's pretty impressive. So All of those things build value for me as a consumer, and I don't have to worry about it because I have the belief in my customer.
Well, I think that's where it is, folks. We're gonna come right back and continue this conversation because there is value that's still left there as long as it's brought. I'm Bill McKinney. It's Rev'd Up with Bill McKinney and my friend Andrew, and we will be right back. See you in just a few.
We'll be right back, shifting into second gear after this short break from our sponsor, Tallahassee Ford. Rev'd Up with Bill McKinney is presented by Tallahassee Ford, proud to support smarter conversations for local drivers.
Welcome back to Rev'd Up with Bill McKinney. I'm Bill McKinney, and this is my friend
Andrew Dewerff.
Say it again.
Andrew Dewerff.
Get Siri to say it.
That's funny. I don't have Siri.
God, they even make no jokes. You can't get on an airplane because that's old news.
With the iPhone?
No, with the Android, the Samsung. Remember when you couldn't fly?
Oh, that's right. Android, you can't do that either.
Dude. So, folks,
Burn a hole in your pocket.
What's that?
It'll burn a hole in your pocket.
Yep. Now it's just the segways and stuff or whatever little.
Yeah. Can't take
Folks, when we took a quick break, we were talking about commissions and sales. Is it worth it? And where's the threshold where it matters or it doesn't? Andrew's going through some real estate transactions and certainly is finding the value in having somebody help navigate through there. There is the value in that commission that's earned, no doubt. No doubt. In a car, is there a value in having someone help you navigate through it? It probably depends on who you are and your level of comfort. I think I've talked about that quite a bit. My oldest son would buy one on his phone while he's having a text message with 3 different people, and it's normal. That's his world. It's not, I'm sure that he looks at the full pieces of paper somewhere sometime, but most things take place on that screen, on that phone, right? I'm going to look some stuff up, but I want to have a person that I know that can, if I got a question later on, you know what I mean? I don't tend to absorb it all in the one shot. I got to come back and, okay, tell me about this again.
But, as our days and lives get busier, for me even, I like to consider myself still young and in touch with things. I love going through my phone and seeing everything. And I love signing everything. If I don't have to come see you or come to a special office to do anything, and I could just sign everything, I'm golden.
Mm-hmm.
However, when I want to speak to you, I want to talk to you. And I want that interaction where I'm having the conversation because I might have a question, regardless of whatever it is that I'm buying. So for me, I love being able to just scroll through the phone and get to what I want. I will literally make a purchase on my phone without ever touching it in a store. That's just who I am.
I do too. That's how I get all these shirts.
And you got every one. It looks good.
Boom. Select, I'll submit.
And if I don't like it, I return it.
I won't go that far. I don't know how to do that.
I'll get my wife to do that.
Yeah. You see, we're back to introducing truth into this conversation.
Hey, Ken, this package has got to go to Whole Foods.
I had my wife return a Tesla that I bought.
Did you buy one?
Yeah. Twice now. That's how easy it is. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to plug Tesla. I'm trying to plug Tallahassee Ford, but I have bought 2 damn Teslas on accident. Yes, I need a person to say, Bill, don't keep clicking. You got the quote. You don't have to finish.
But what's funny with Tesla? You don't have to talk to anybody.
No, they just,
not the first
I get a
one.
text message a couple days later that they're delivering this Tesla that I ordered, and I go back to my phone. It's 2:00 in the morning.
Clearly, you know that I own one.
Yeah.
I have a Tesla and I have a Ford Lightning. And I bought a Tesla with the app because it was the greatest thing since sliced bread.
You see, to me, that feels like using an Android phone. Nothing's ever really turned off. Nothing's ever really finished.
But it got done.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying not to argue with it. They were trying to deliver it.
So, boom, car gets there.
I submitted my credit to a lot of places. I'll tell you that. They must have got, if I didn't get tier 1 approval.
That makes you seem weird because it should just go, boom, approved.
It did, but I got all these damn inquiries on my credit. So I must have got approved multiple. I don't know.
Maybe.
But you know what? I didn't have a person where I could say, hey, don't submit my business all over the world.
Right.
How's this work? That's a fair question, right? Dude, I get to ask fair questions because I'm telling you, I'm more like our customer. I actually want to know what's going on with
I had questions about our tag.
Mm-hmm.
The silliest thing, the tag. How do I transfer my tag from my vehicle to this vehicle without any paperwork?
Flathead.
And they said that. They said, we'll just move it for you when you get here. Just bring it with you and we'll provide you with a screwdriver.
It don't work because the car's aluminum.
It doesn't work. But, you know, I did have questions because I've been in the business for a long time. Where do I send the check to? Who do I pick it up at? What do I do when I get there? Are they going to show me how to use it? I got to Tesla. They didn't show me how to use it. They gave me a tutorial that's in the car and I watched the video.
See, that feels like
time out. And I felt dumb.
Yeah, that feels like timeout.
I wanted someone to go at my pace and have my personality and be like, hey, Andrew, this is how you do this, or this is how you do that, and bring the things of interest to me. And if I had other questions, I would have asked at the time that I had other questions about this or that. So the video, I couldn't fast forward it. That frustrated me. Okay.
Made you watch the ad?
Forget the ad. I was watching somebody sit there and go, hey, today, in order to charge your vehicle, and it was painful.
Yeah.
I wanted little snippets.
You want your guys, hey man,
and I want a guy.
It plugs in the same way.
I want a guy or a gal. I want someone to tell me how to use this.
Do some more editing. Now he's going to do a lot of editing.
That's okay. But I wanted someone to show me how to use this thing because my wife's going to be driving this thing. How does she get fuel or electricity in it? I didn't know. I didn't know where they were. I had no clue.
Did you find some chargers?
Yes.
Any close by? Any
proximity
close to town?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any you're not going back to?
I'm probably going to avoid. There's one I'll probably avoid. Is out east of here.
Mm-hmm.
It's at a nice place, a nice sit-go, a nice huddle house. They've got great people that work there.
Yeah.
But a lot of people park in the Tesla parking spots that I'm probably not going to ask to move. I'll probably buy them a Dr. Pepper or something. But
they weren't driving Teslas?
No. So, I mean, experience, I would give it a 10. Fit and finish, when I'm talking to something or needed something done, I'd give it about a 3. Because that whole scenario for me, I want it to feel warm. I want it to feel welcome. I want that, hey, you just spent a lot of money with me. I want you to wrap my arms around you and tell you thank you and let you know that I'm here for you. That would make me feel good.
You know why we can't do that in the traditional car business?
No.
You want the real answer?
Yes.
Are we still in a room of honesty?
Yes.
Because the turnover is too damn high. They might want to be there for you, but they might legitimately not be there for you.
But we have other people that are there for you.
I'm kidding. I'm cutting up. That's I have a deep understanding of that. As the reality is to have them there for you. That's something on our side that we have to address is the turnover. And the only way I know how to address that is while creating a better experience for the guest, you're simultaneously got to be creating a better experience for the actual employee themselves.
Right.
Folks, we'll be right back. This is Bill McKinney with Rev'd Up with Bill McKinney and my friend Andrew.
Hey, hey.
We'll be right back.
All gas and no brakes. Rev'd Up with Bill McKinney. We'll be right back after this short break. Rev'd Up with Bill McKinney is presented by Tallahassee Ford. Proud to support smarter conversations for local drivers.
Welcome back, folks. I'm Bill McKinney. This is Rev'd Up with Bill McKinney. I'm here with my friend
Andrew Dewerff.
We're talking about commissions and sales. Is it worth it to you? Do you find the value in it? Would you like to see it go away? Have you seen it go away in one of your transactions and noticed the difference in the consumer experience and had that question, would you have had a better experience if there was more at stake? So,
I mean, how do you know if you're not getting paid commissions or what you're doing or what have you? Does that affect the customer at the end of the day?
It does.
I think it does.
It does. I can tell you, it's not that I read about it or a friend told me about it or somebody that breezed through that was selling the next coolest thing from the NADA convention. My thoughts were, man, here I am. I have access to multiple major universities. We've got bright young men and women graduating, and there's lots of conversation about how do we keep them here.
Right.
because I keep hearing that from a business point in town that we get some of the best and brightest that they graduate and they go on, and then they'll come back like me. You know what I mean? I didn't graduate here. I came back. Tallahassee, it's easy to fall in love with. But that grouping of folks from that age that leave, how do we keep them engaged here? And I thought, well, the landscape of the car business is changing. COVID presented a ton of challenges, but it presented a lot of opportunities. And we really, I think, led the charge in that. And then I think, okay, you got 2 major universities. You got some really bright young folks that are coming out of there. How can I pull them into what we're doing and create a better experience for our consumer with a different type of salesperson, if you will, more of a client advisor? And what I found was when you pulled the commission out of it, you took the teeth, it seemed like, at least in our industry. So the change is bigger than me is what I guess I'm getting at. We made the change. I rode that out for over a year, and I really studied it in detail. It's not something that I did for 60 days to see. I wrote it out to see what would happen. And the biggest thing that I couldn't wrap my head around was the degradation of the consumer experience. And I say that because I'm looking at it through our Google reviews. I'm looking at it through the feedback I get from our customers, and then looking at it through the feedback and the surveys from the manufacturer after people purchase a new car. And when, kind of getting back to Ford getting involved with Amazon on certified vehicles, and that very first comment right out of the gates that I read was somebody said, well, an F-150 is a pretty pricey item to just click your way through without any human interaction. And they went on, they outlined quite a few good points about the level of comfort that you have to have and, things of that nature. And then the next thing that was pointed out was clear as day. Amazon can have it and they can have participating dealers, but if the dealer doesn't truly participate, then it's really not that good.
Well, I mean, and then you really started to think about it, right? You start to really, and you think about things far more than I think about things. When you go to purchase something, okay, how in tune is that salesperson to sell something when they know they're just getting paid by the hour? They're going to get paid regardless, whether they're doing
not. We experienced it. You and I experienced it. From my perspective, I saw from the financial side of it and the consumer experience side. So all the indicators that you would look for that are plus or minuses moved in the wrong direction. And I was much more surprised. And, I could catch some beat up from some folks in the industry. Oh, I told you so. What did you think? Well, I mean, what I thought was, are we at a time where the market is screaming for it? Are we at a time where we can finally accommodate it? Am I in a place in Tallahassee where I could get ourselves staffed with the type of people that could handle a beginning to ending sale? And what I found was a variation of it. I mean, yes, we have access to some super bright young men and women that are graduating from the universities. And when you look, our lead manager, our general sales manager, Ish, I mean, he's 4.5 years in the business only. He's an aeronautical engineer, is it?
Yeah, I think he worked at NASA.
Again, some of these facts may be made up.
Yeah, I mean,
but I could tell you one thing: the salesman is not coming to the desk with no weird ass story.
Yeah,
we'll call them out in 2 seconds. And that makes no sense on any scale other than the drunk scale.
But I mean, you talk about
he did not bring value to commissions.
Right.
He was the reasons why I wanted to be like, I wonder if we could do this without you.
Because it brought but it brought a lot of unnecessary that you didn't need, but yet the necessary that you wanted.
It literally made me have a Crohn's disease flare up.
That's serious.
I work with.
Yeah, that's not paid.
My doctor don't even like him, even though he was getting the copays. He's like, man, this guy right here.
Who is this guy?
Yeah. You've been having struggles once he showed up on the scene.
You're going to need to not talk to him anymore. Okay, because it seems to be an issue.
Yeah.
Every time. Yeah. I like the fact of being a commissioned salesperson and being able, because, there's a sense of, from a salesperson, right? You have a sense of pride. Wow, I just sold this beautiful vehicle to this family. They're growing their family. There's a story behind every car deal. I don't care who you are.
There is when you're the type of person that brings a value to the deal, there is, because you care. And that's who I was. Again, I talk about it. When I first started selling cars, I did not know the adversarial relationship in sales. It was so awkwardly foreign to me because I didn't have bad negotiations. People weren't pissed off at me. My worst negotiation was somebody threatening to tell my grandfather if they didn't get a good deal.
Right. And so you became a friend.
I was helping them buy a car. Like when they ask a question, I would tell them, no, man, the color's ugly, dude. It looks good in the shade. But you know what I mean? The rest of the year,
it's going to look purple.
We're going to talk smack about you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fact.
Yep. We're going to mess with you. You know what I mean? So this is not the one for you.
So we got to get the black one.
There you go.
Because that
black,
one is
white, silver, gray, safe colors. There. If we want some factual information on this show, black, white, silver, gray, you're good. They're tradable
all the time.
Mostly.
But that's what I'm saying is like, I want that person. I want that experience where I've met so many great friends and relationships just from sales, just from talking, because that's what it's about. Building relationships.
When it's the right person, that's when the value of the commission, in my opinion, shows up, because that person is an advocate for the consumer, as they should be, because there's that much vested in it. When you take the teeth out of it, I think it changes it. And again,
then it just becomes a transaction.
I didn't want it to be that way. And I ran that ball out long enough to find out that it changes it for the consumer. So on that one, I'd say if a customer has a question about it, ask me. I'll talk about it. I do want to hear from our guests, from our consumers. What are your thoughts on it? Can you tell when you do business at places that, I believe CarMax doesn't have commission, right? And we can rave that, it's so easy to buy a car there. Yes, it was. It was so easy to pay the highest price on the planet.
Easy.
Do you want me to say something different? Because we agree we're in a room of honesty. We're introducing truth into. So yes, I would say that if you went to any store and just walked up and said, yep, that car, that price, I'm good with it, it'd probably be a pretty easy transaction. I think some of the rub comes when somebody comes in and they come in on a car that's discounted $10,000, and then they want the negotiation and don't understand why was there not a discount beyond that. At some point, when is it truth?
So you don't have $20,000 worth of markup in your vehicle?
If you do, you got a car with a rebuilt title.
Oh, really?
I mean, just a wild guess. Yes.
Okay. Just throwing it out there.
20 grand in markup. I don't even know if they got that in Rolls Royce. I don't know. I'm not claiming to be an expert. It was a long time ago since I sold super exotics, but back then they didn't have 20 grand with a markup in them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Folks, we're going to wrap up, take a quick commercial break. We're going to thank a couple of our sponsors. One of them is Tallahassee Ford, of course, but a bit self-serving, but thanks for sponsoring my show. The other one is McKinney Electric. We'll get the logos up to follow soon, but check those guys out. Their prices will shock you.
You're listening to Rev'd Up with Bill McKinney, presented by Tallahassee Ford. You're listening to Rev'd Up with Bill McKinney. Insight, experience, and straight talk from inside the auto industry.
Welcome back, Tallahassee. I'm Bill McKinney. This is Rev'd Up with Bill McKinney. I'm here with my friend
Andrew Dewerff.
So we've been talking about commissions and sales, and does it bring a value? Is it dated? Is it over? Should it still be within the marketplace? Is there a benefit? I came back to the answer being yes. It has to be in moderation. I don't think that's unlike much that I've heard growing up. Was moderation is going to be key to a lot of things, right? And then we talk about sales, and do consumers need sales? Do they need to be sold anything anymore? I don't know they need to be sold as much as the details explained and having a partner in whatever that transaction may be. And the reality is we're all salesmen. When I got with John about this radio show, he's a business owner, but you're in sales. And, my oldest, Michael, when Michael went to college and then, later on decided that wasn't the field, there was nothing grabbing on this is not the job for me. He wanted to do something with his hands, and he decided to be an electrician and go down that road. Well, what happened was I had Michael sell cars after college. I had him sell cars for a couple of years. And like a lot of us that are in the car business, we got into it, and it wasn't necessarily the career that we chose at the time as much as a job that we took at the time that sounded good, right? Come do this, you can make a lot of money. I'm like, okay, well, I'd sure like to buy nice things and not have to worry about bills all the time. Let's go check it out. So Michael sold cars for a couple of years, and what I wanted him to get his mind wrapped around was no matter what business that he went into, if he was going to be a business owner, he was going to have to be in sales. And at some point you have to come to grips with the reputation of it. And so like, if we talk about it, I hated the reputation, like it was taxing. I didn't like it. I wanted to leave the business. And, then I realized, I don't have to leave the business, and I do enjoy the business. I hate the reputation, but I enjoy the business. The interaction that I have with folks is fantastic. And so I had him sell cars because I wanted him to understand the value of sales, and that when he went down the road and started doing his apprenticeship to be a journeyman and then became a master electrician, that the time came when he was a business owner, in which case now we have McKinney Electric. And this is a pretty regular conversation with him is, are you an electrician today or are you a business owner? And that's not a swipe against one or the other, but it's a constant choice that you have to make, because the phone's going to ring and people are going to want service. And when you're in a field that has that much demand, it can be easy to overload your schedule. And the next thing you know, you're over there twisting wires, just trying to keep the workload up. Every minute you're twisting wires, you're not being a salesman for your business to keep everyone else busy for the future. And so those are constant conversations. And I wanted him in the car business to understand how to deal with people in all the different scenarios, exciting scenarios for a first car, graduation gift, or, hey, I've got promoted and this has been my dream car. I've been thinking about it. And then the ones that aren't fun. I'm going through divorce. I don't care if she gets roller skates, dude. You know what I mean? But I want my name off the car line. We can clean the conversation up any way you want, but I mean, I've had to be that direct. I'm getting divorced. I don't care if they get a roller skates or skateboard, but I don't want them alone anymore. What can you do to make that go away, right? Now all of a sudden you're trying to piece together a deal to help fix a situation. That's not exciting. That's borderline stressful, right? They're in the background having all the reasons why they're getting divorced, and you're just trying to this is uncomfortable.
Yeah, this is weird now.
Yeah, and all in between. We're having a baby. We need a minivan. We're excited. I'm having a baby. We need a minivan. I got to trade my motorcycle in. I'm excited, but I'm not excited about that. And all in. But dealing in sales, dealing with people in those different situations with emotion and money tied to it, helped put him in a situation when it came time to have a business that he understood how to deal with people. And that is the part where I think that the commission is still important, because it allows people to put their best foot forward. And while, yes, they are paid to do a job, really their pay is dependent on how well they do that job, because the customer has a lot more control over that negotiation today than ever before.
And as you've said, having that customer being involved and asking questions and getting those responses back. I mean, we get sold at everything, regardless. If you go to Chick-fil-A and you ask for number one, they're going to be the nicest person to you. They're going to ask you if you want any cheese on it, if you want any Polynesian sauce or something else, or a drink to go with your meal.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be so polite about it. But they're just selling you too. They're selling you a slice of cheese. They're selling you something.
I buy it all. Stop offering me stuff. I'll keep ordering.
Yes. And then
just put the
next thing you know,
the Chick-fil-A sauce in the bag.
You're out of the drive-thru real quick, right?
Right.
But it's just, everything is sales, no matter what you do, for the most part.
When I came to this big struggle with sales and the reputation and the thought, well, I didn't graduate high school. I don't have these accolades. I don't have anything to hang on the wall per se. I'm kind of this far along career-wise. I could keep going and see where it lands, and I think I did okay. But earlier on, when I was at odds with it, a man that I did look up to, and you could say was a bit of a mentor, he said, stop being at odds with sales and understand what it is, that it's something that you bring to the table that makes the situation better. And then understand that we're all salesmen. He explained it to me. Everybody's a salesman. Some people do better at it than others. Some people are better at it than others. And then some people aren't salesmen. They're just trying to hustle something under a salesman's tag. And that's a difference, because when you're hustling something, you don't have that attachment to the person. And then he followed up with, he said, and remember this, the longest sell of your life is actually going to be your marriage. So if you're at odds with it, that means you're going to be at odds with a lifelong struggle, because at some point we're going to have to be selling ourselves while we're still the best pick, right? And I don't say that he's wrong at this stage in my life. I would say there's many times that the conversation with my wife has been tailored to why I'm still the best pick, right?
I have that struggle daily.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a true story. I told my wife, since we're in a room of honesty here, I told my wife when I first met her, I had a vision that we were going to get married and we were going to be together.
When you first met her?
When I first met her.
Well, that's called stalking in 2026.
Charges could have been brought up at the point. However, she bought it. And she still asks me to this day, was this part of the vision? Because I didn't see this part of the vision of you and me having a weird conversation all of a sudden. I was like, no, that wasn't a part of the vision. The part of the vision was we were going to just be together and be happy and get married and move on happily ever after. There wasn't a lot of details in the vision. It kind of woke up, from the sleep. And then I sold this sizzle to her.
Andrew.
And she bought it. We've been together now for 27
Full disclosure, Andrew's not in sales. He's not in sales.
But we've been together for a hot minute now. So
we're just kind of talking some car talk. And the reality is we want to hear from you. your questions, your thoughts, your concerns about the car business, about the transaction, the finance side of it, the trade side of it, new cars, what's on the horizon, what's on your mind, what's not, what's changing, what's new, what's old, what's in, what's out. A lot of things are changing the landscape of the automotive industry. And the more we hear from you, the more it shapes how we tailor our business to really meet what your expectations are. So don't hesitate. Drop us a line. Let us know what your questions, your thoughts are. Those are the things that drive the very next show. Just kind of ending the conversation about commission and sales. Is it worth it? Go to your favorite restaurant and tip, and then go to your favorite restaurant and don't tip. If you don't tip, go back and make it up. But if you want to see the difference in the service, see how you're treated. At the end of the day, I do say the people that you're dealing with, those are folks, and if that's the career that they have chosen, and it's retail, and there's a commission that's attached to it, then they have an obligation to provide you a service that makes that commission worth it. Mm-hmm. If you don't like the commission, I get it. Have that conversation with them. They might tell you, okay, here's the keys. That to me is the beauty of having a process that's really open to be driven by what the consumer is wanting. I may come in and say, I don't have time to do this all day. I'm ready to get it done. Here's your ad price. I'm ready to do that. I just want to be done.
Right.
And go knock it out. And if you can include your commission in there, God bless you. Have a good old time. Let's get this done. Let's get this party started, and let's get this party over. I've got a wife and 2 kids and a dealership to run. We're busy. Yes. You know what I mean? Other people may not. They may come in and, no, I just want the keys. I know more about the truck than you know. That's legit. That can happen. With the amount of information that's out there, you could walk in and know more. I mean, if that's the case, and as a consumer, you're completely adverse to buying something from someone with a commission, okay, well, we've got somebody that can help you. We've got people there that are product specialists that can take you through the rest of it. But the consumers get to drive that process. And that's the part that I want to share my experience from my position was I saw the consumer experience just hit the floor. And to me, that was eye opener that we're not ready to pull the commission structure out of it. There's still a value. And then when you look at it, you can see our reviews change, but you saw the level of input by the sales associate changed when the commission was reintroduced back into the sale. Mm-hmm. But they had the opportunity to control that by the level of service they did or did not bring. So lengthy conversation about, where are we with commissions in the deal? But the reality is if you as a consumer don't see the value, then it's not there. And that's why we have managers that are wide open and ready for you to come sit down and chat with. In fact, there's no glass. You cruise over your convenience. Okay, folks, we're going to cut out of here for the day. We appreciate your time. Throw us some questions. What's on your mind? We want to hear from you. I will tell you, if you guys are going to be at the game on the 24th, did we talk about the game yet?
No, we have not.
Tuesday, the 24th is 9 p.m. It's a late game.
It is a late game.
It's because it's Miami.
Miami FSU.
Are late. FSU won the last one. Yeah, Miami are late.
We'll be there on time-ish.
I mean, if it's at 9 o'clock there, I mean, how much?
The game starts at 9?
The game starts at 9.
Oh, okay. Then we're dealing with Western Miami, Ohio, Miami, right?
I'm thinking they left Miami at like noon and drove up on the bus. Did they fly up?
I have no idea. There's no way. They may have driven on a bus.
If they're flying,
is the in-state they drive?
Last week. Yeah. So that's what happened. They left Miami at noon, got hung up on the Palmetto for 2 hours.
Got stuck in Ocala.
You know what I mean? Yeah, right there by the villages when you're trying to get through that bottleneck. Boom, opened up, sailed through Gainesville, Paynes Prairie, like nothing. Hit I-10, and then they got into
a slowdown in Perry.
No. You don't go to Perry no more, remember?
Oh, yeah. You got to go through. You can go through Madison.
That's right there. Don't speed through Madison. Listen.
Pro tip.
I am here to share what I know with you. Don't speed through Madison. Is that not a secret?
This is not a secret. They'll tell you don't speed through Madison.
I'll tell you.
Whoever the sheriff is, he'll tell you too.
Good.
I don't even know his name right now.
All right. Tuesday the 24th, 9 p.m. Florida State is going to bring it. We are going to have TJ Pittenger is going to broadcast live from the Tallahassee Ford suite, and he's going to broadcast. We'll be hanging out there. A friend of ours, so we're going to have TJ Pittenger representing Florida State and all the Florida State knowledge that he can have.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
Real cool.
Yeah. We got somebody else coming too. He's going to be representing Miami and all the Miami knowledge.
This has got to be great.
Mario Ramil, Cuban 101.
I would probably check him out on TikTok too.
He's hilarious. So we're hoping to see you guys there. Hey, Coach Luke is doing an amazing job trying to pack the Tucker Center and get some serious engagement. And looks like basketball's on a roll though.
Well, they do have a ball.
How does that fit into the flat Earth theory?
I don't know, just rolls. Just rolls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even though
I don't.
piss them off.
Yeah, I would.
Anyhow, we're checking out. We hope to see you guys there. It should be a great time. We'll be looking forward to visiting with y'all. We'll be up there having a good time, watching the basketball game, cheering Florida State on, talking smack about Miami, buying winning teams, et cetera, et cetera. You know, just having fun.
The things that Miami folks do.
That's what they do. See you guys. Bill McKinney, Rev'd Up with Bill McKinney. We'll see you guys next week.
That's today's edition of Rev'd Up with Bill McKinney. Thanks for listening. And remember, when it comes to cars, information matters just as much as the vehicle itself. Rev'd Up with Bill McKinney is presented by Tallahassee Ford. Join us next week for another smarter conversation about the road ahead.